Hi, I'm Jim Jordan, speaking to you from Ashland, Oregon, May 14th, 2012. And today I want to talk to you about diet, and in specific, how to find the optimum diet for yourself. The last few video blogs I talked about toxicity and how to detoxify the body from heavy metals and chemicals and radiation, and that's a very important part of a health plan. In fact, from my view, that's one half of what I usually deal with, is how to reduce exposure to toxins and to facilitate the detoxification of these heavy metals and chemicals so your cells work better and your health is better. But the second part of the equation is your diet. And I got into nutrition in the mid-80s as a result of a health challenge I had, a very severe health challenge. I was sick for about 5 or 6 years in the 80s with chronic fatigue syndrome, and I had to start to experiment with diet. So I really started experimenting probably by my late 20s with different types of diet. And I've done everything from a raw food vegan diet to macrobiotic to omnivore to eating raw meat and everything in between. And when I started doing my nutrition consulting practice, initially I was a bit dogmatic about diet. I thought that everybody had to eat the same diet, and I found that to be a clear mistake. So over the years, by the late 90s, I started working in a medical clinic in Chicago called the Optimum Wellness Center. And the doctor, myself, and another person in the nutrition department were really focusing on how to get the optimum diet for people to optimize their health. So initially we worked with blood typing, the blood type diet, but we evolved into something which I think is much more accurate and more helpful, which is called metabolic typing. So the principles of metabolic typing are, the key principle is that there's no one diet that's right for everybody. And a person's optimum diet is really a result to a large degree of their genetics, and the genetics is a result of where their ancestors lived, actually, what part of the world they lived in, northern climates, southern climates, the stress levels they had, their digestion capacity, the foods that were available actually to them in those locations. So we inherit our genes from our parents, our physical traits, including our enzyme systems, our body's capacity to digest food and process food. So, for example, a person who's from a Hindu tradition, his parents and grandparents and great-grandparents were almost all vegetarians. Not vegans, but they're vegetarians. So this person, regardless of their blood type, is not going to do well in a diet that has meat in it, no matter what. Their just body is not programmed for that. A person, on the other hand, from a northern European climate, their ancestors, like in my case, is going to do very well with animal protein because that's what my ancestors ate consistently. So the real question is, there's some general principles of eating a healthy diet which I work with every client on. So these are going to be having some protein, carbohydrates, and fats at every meal. So the meal is, a complete meal is not going to be a bowl of fruit or just, a dozen eggs or half a dozen eggs. It's obviously a combination of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. But the question is, what combination, what percentage, or more or less what percentage relative to proteins, carbohydrates, and fats, and which specific proteins, carbohydrates, and fats are optimum for this person. So the system of metabolic typing was developed over many years. The last 30 years it's evolved tremendously. And there's different metabolic types. There's basically 3 general types: fast oxidizer, slow oxidizer, and mixed oxidizer, which corresponds to a protein type, a carbohydrate type, and a mixed type. And then there's subcategories within those types. So what I offer in my practice is a way to do an assessment through just questionnaire, a very detailed questionnaire, for you to answer questions about how your body functions in response to certain foods, certain physical traits. And from that long questionnaire, I'll get the information I need to determine what is the correct metabolic type diet for you. At which point there'll be a report generated, and I will send that to you, email that to you, and we can review it either by phone or in person if you live near my office. So that's basically what metabolic typing is. It's to customize diet. Now there's a few additional things I do with that. Once we get the metabolic type, there's ways to customize diet around certain allergies you may have, health conditions you may have, certain organ functions that we want to improve their operation, well, like liver or kidneys, or digestive system or lungs. There'd be foods that we would highlight that would be better for those organs and systems. And then actually, in addition to that, certain nutrient deficiencies that you may have, we can plug that into a software program and customize the diet to have foods that have a higher concentration of those nutrients. And then we'll have a final diet plan. And it's a fantastic way to get started. It's not the end, of course. It's just the beginning where you have a starting point with a really good diet plan that's custom to your body, custom to your metabolic type, custom to your health challenges. And from there, you just sort of pay attention and to the feedback your body gets from eating that diet. And you can make adjustments within that. So that's the way I've been approaching people nutritionally for some years now. And I wanted to offer that to everybody here who's seen this video blog. If you have questions about this, or you'd like to get the link to go to fill out the online questionnaire, contact my office at 541-482-2250, or you can send me an email to jim@createvibrant.health.com. Thanks and have a great day.